Hey Raiders fans, Nick Nielsen here, and guess who is back? The whole league is officially in trouble. Raiders captain Justice Christensen is back from Detroit Red Wings. Cap, Juice, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks Nick, appreciate it.
So let's just start off talking a little bit about the start of the season for the Raiders here, because I know you've been watching from afar. Was it a little bit weird watching that game? I think it was Regina you told us that you'd watched. It was a little bit weird watching that one in a hotel room instead of being on the ice?
Yeah, for sure. I tried to watch most of the games. The only one I didn't catch was the first two periods of the Regina game, but I watched the rest of them, and I was really proud with how the guys did and getting off to a good start.
Well, of course, it's been a great start here for the Raiders. Here, points in points in all four of their first four games to start the season. And now you're coming back into the fold here, and let's talk a little bit about Detroit Red Wings camp. I mean, it's kind of surreal to think about your path, because 17 years old, you were a walk-on at Prince Albert Raiders camp. You end up making the team, hardly miss a game that season. I think you played 64 out of the 68. Next two seasons, you play 68 games. You're a captain of the team as a 19-year-old. Don't get drafted into the NHL, but you get called up to camp in Detroit, and you end up getting into a preseason game there and turning a lot of heads during that. Have you had a chance to kind of just think about how far you've come from such a short time?
Yeah, for sure. I kind of look back at it a little bit, even just going through my time with Prince Albert so far, and looking back and being undrafted and then coming in and making the team, and just continuing to work and get better at what I love to do.
And now, does it feel like, I think I asked you this before you went to camp with the Detroit Red Wings, does it feel a little bit more validating knowing that, even though you went undrafted both in the NHL and in the WHL, and now that you've put the work in, does it feel a little bit more validating to know that you're still able to turn heads like that? For
sure, yeah. I mean, no matter the circumstances or how you get there, being able to kind of perform and stuff when you get there is huge. And I was happy with how I did, and coming back to Prince Albert now, I'm really excited for Saturday.
And so let's talk about that preseason game you played as well against the Pittsburgh Penguins there. You're getting that chance to suit up against the Pittsburgh Penguins. What was that experience like?
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. Right from the start, it's high pace, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like I said, a little bit older decor I was playing with. So I was playing with Travis Hamonic, who's played a lot of games in the NHL. So he really helped me out, and we talked lots and communicated on the bench and on the ice. So he helped me out a lot, and it was a lot of fun. So
Travis Hamonic, you got a chance to play with. Obviously you went to camp with guys like Mo Seider and Patrick Kane and Dylan Larkin. The Red Wings staff themselves, I mean, Steve Yzerman, general manager, Nick Lidstrom's director of player personnel, I believe is his position, Sean Horkoff, Alex Tangay, all these NHL veterans who are involved in the organization, Chris Draper. I mean, what was it like getting a chance to rub elbows with those guys? And did you have any conversations that kind of stick with you with any of them?
Yeah, it was, all of it was a lot of fun and pretty surreal to kind of see all those people and those players. The one encounter was with Steve Yzerman. He was coming out of the elevator when I was going in, so that was pretty cool to finally shake his hand and meet him. And going into the main camp there in Traverse City, when I first walked into the dry room, it was like Patrick Kane and Dylan Larkin were the first two guys I shook hands with. So that meant a lot that they kind of reached out to me. And I was going in there pretty fresh, not really knowing what was going on. So yeah, it was pretty special. Well,
we joked about this earlier before you went to camp. For those who don't know, I'm a huge Detroit Red Wings fan, so I've had my same Steve Yzerman jersey that I've had since I was 10 years old. If I would have known you were going to run into him in an elevator, I would have sent it with you to get signed, but that might have been a little awkward spot to have that conversation.
Yeah,
right?
Probably a little bit.
A little bit. Either way, though. Great to see the success that you had at Red Wings camp. You mentioned that you got to talk to a lot of these guys now, too. What do you pull back from that camp now that you take into the season with the Raiders here? Because I know the kind of guy you are, and your focus is where your feet are at, right? So what do you take here away from Red Wings camp into Raiders season?
Yeah, just kind of watching those guys and seeing how they prepare and the way that they handle themselves on the ice. It's always 110%, no matter what they're doing. So just kind of for the younger guys, kind of instilling that into them and telling them what it was like and what those guys do, even though they've been in the NHL for so long, that they still put that work in every day, and that they continue to build every day and work for work for what they get.
You're going to be in a leadership role no matter what with this team this season. You know, you take a look at the defense last year, you had Matteo Fabrizi and Wojtek Vokvest with you, a couple more guys who were on that more experienced side. This year, Daxon Rudolph, yes, he's more experienced, but 17 years old. You've got Brock Cripps stepping into the lineup. You've got Bennett Kelly. A lot of these young guys now stepping into the lineup here. How does your leadership role kind of change going into this season now?
I don't think it changes a whole lot. They're all really skilled, talented players. But for myself, just continuing to lead by example and having them always know that if they need anything, like I'm always here, and being vocal with them and helping them out, just like how those older NHL guys were with me. And it really makes you feel comfortable and able to play like at your best when you know that they're kind of in your corner and helping you out no matter what goes on. So I think that, but just getting into games and them playing will obviously help. There's no better way to learn than to just be part of it and playing. So they'll just continue to learn and build as the season goes on.
Absolutely. Now, this last season, I mean, last year felt like something special, even though it only goes to the second round for the Raiders here. And there's a lot of buzz around this team going in this season where, I think a lot of people expect the Raiders to be one of the teams contending for the East Division title. I don't know if that was as much the case as it was last year. What's it mean to you to see, all that buzz around the team when you're rejoining here now 5 games into the season?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I believe we have a really good team too, and they've proved it through 4 games so far. So just continuing to work and continuing to build on the success that we had last year and kind of keep the train rolling as we go through the season.